Hi guys, welcome to Jay Today. Please subscribe if you're not already. So, what a big day it was yesterday for Geoffrey in court for three charges. Kid Kidnapping. I have to say it like that because my is so strict over here about demonetizing videos. Kidnapping, domestic A, and interfering with the 911 call. He has been found guilty on all three charges. For some reason, he thought he was going to get off. For a while, it did look like he might get off because the prosecutor wasn't very good. She kind of looked new. She looked like she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't ask many questions. A lot of people were getting mad in the comments because she basically didn't do a job. She didn't really ask. All she really asked about was text messages. But he has been found guilty. I actually fell asleep and I woke up and I found out the news. I thought it'd actually be today when they did the verdict, but they did it yesterday. So if anyone watched it, they showed pictures of the victim. I'm not going to show her face because obviously she's the victim. I know she was on the court TV and everything, but I still think it's unfair for me to show it. So they showed a lot of her injuries where he hit her head against the floor. He obviously beat the crap out of her, uh, which all the pictures do show. He claimed that she ran into a door, then fell out of the house into some bushes. Like, come on, like how often or has that ever happened to somebody? And he actually thought it was a great defense. He even took the stand to say it, and I think taking the stand for him went against him because he just looked smug. He tried to make himself out to be a nice guy. He kept talking about this squirrel that he'd rescued and nurtured back to health, that he'd found on the ground, and it was a baby squirrel. And oh, it was just. And then he talked about his kids and what a great father he was, and he just looked smug. And there was someone in the courtroom saying what the jury's reaction were, and apparently the jury weren't impressed with him. There was one man that wouldn't even make eye contact with him. There was another man with a clenched fist. So they weren't buying it, and he did. He came off as pompous. He overacted it. If he'd have just not taken the stand, I think it'd have gone better for him. But obviously, as an actor, he thought he could pull the wool over everyone's eyes, which he does with women. Obviously, that's how they get themselves in a relationship with him. He lies to them. Like he's still with Varia now. I don't know what's going on with her now. Obviously, it was the first time she'd seen all these pictures. Um, so whether she supports him or stays with him, the Mary one, apparently she's still supporting him, even though he cheated on her with Varia. But these women fall for it, so he obviously thought he could pull the wool over the jury's eyes, and it didn't work, fortunately. So the victim, she did a really good job. She was like unwavering. She said exactly what happened. Then he went up and he kind of tried to make her out to be a drunk, that they'd been drinking for hours and hours, and that she insisted on driving home. He just tried to make it out like she was just drunk and did this to herself. Like people have been drunk before, you don't wake up with injuries like that. His attorney was the most irritating man ever. I think he was being paid per word that he said because he never shut up. He went on for absolutely ages, especially in the closing statement. It was about an hour of him just waffling over the same stuff over and over again. He made charts to show people. He just brought up irrelevant stuff and he kept going around and round in circles. It was putting me to sleep. I'm sure the jury were annoyed at him. And at one point, when the victim was brought back up again, and she was asked about Geoffrey deleting pictures on her phone. This was when a mistrial we thought might have been called. She mentioned that he deleted pictures from other injuries that she'd had from before from him, like bruises from before, which is when Geoffrey's attorney tried to make a mistrial happen, but it didn't happen, fortunately. But that might be grounds for appeal now. Like the court TV people were saying that she would have been briefed on that before, but she did say kind of she didn't know if she was allowed to say it, but then she said it. But then Jeffrey's attorney tried to make her look bad by saying she was smirking when she was saying it, which she absolutely was not. So this was the best part of the whole thing when he got the handcuffs put on. So his bail has been revoked. He has now been taken away in handcuffs. and he faces up to, someone said up to 30 years. I thought it was up to 10 years, but apparently it's up to 30 years because of previous convictions. So, and he's going to be sentenced on December the 3rd. The suit that he wore to court, I don't know why he'd wear that, because he did look a little bit like Ted Bundy. His attorney kind of had them vibes going on too. They kind of suited each other. They looked like father and son kind of thing going on. But neither of them pulled the wool over the jury's eyes, and they saw right through it. It was a unanimous verdict. So off he goes. Bye-bye, Geoffrey. See you later. So some of the comments I was looking through. I guess we'll see him on Love After Lockup now. We probably will, unfortunately, because probably a load of women will be writing to him in prison now as well. You can guarantee that. Your Wet Sock said, bye-bye, Geoffrey, LMAO. I'm not even sure how many times he's been to prison now, but I think it's quite a few. This person said, good, this guy is obviously a dangerous person. He belongs in prison. Now, a lot of people weren't covering stories on him because he was taking down pages and trying to shut down channels. And Yahoo Boy was only the one that was adamant, and he kept posting about the court case and posting about the court case, and he never backed down to him. Like, even I wouldn't do stories about it because I knew he was striking channels, getting Instagram pages shut down. But Yahoo Boy was the only one who didn't. He kept going and he kept going. He wouldn't be bullied by him because Geoffrey was bullying people on the internet the same way he does in real life. And even when the court thing was over, that Ashley and Mary went outside and they shouted at Kristen outside the courtroom, calling her lying bee, about the texts. I actually believe that she didn't send the text because, like, you could put someone's name in your phone as something else and just send, you could send a text to yourself. They weren't actually proven to be from her, and I do believe that she didn't send them. I think he faked them. So apparently Mary was in the courtroom crying. I'm pretty sure she was the one at the house when Varia turned up. And Ashley, I'm not actually sure who Ashley is. She's the neighbour, is she? But he seems to still have a gaggle of women that are crying for him and thinking he's innocent. Like, I know when Ted Bundy went to prison, he had like hundreds of letters a day from women. So this is going to be like Geoffrey, and they're definitely going to appeal this because of what the victim said. They're going to use that as grounds for appeal, I think. Hopefully it'll go the same way, which it probably will do. So if you're a woman out there, don't write to Geoffrey. He's a loser. He's where he's supposed to be. He's guilty. He's been found guilty. Just because he's good looking doesn't make him a nice guy, you know? Varia's shut down her Instagram too, so hopefully she's done with him. Like I said, this would have been the first time she'd seen all the pictures of the bruises on the victim. So hopefully she's done with him now. Turns out her parents were, right about him. Of course, John Yates supported him the whole way through. He actually did an interview with Geoffrey where they bashed the victim, where Geoffrey was calling the victim a stalker and, all kinds of other stuff, and him and John were laughing at her, which I'm pretty sure he's probably deleted that video now, but yeah, he did that. Now all of a sudden, because the hags have told him that, he has to be on the woman's side, he's but I mean, he was still supporting him during the live court TV, but now he's doing videos, where supporting the victim, and it's just, you had him on, you interviewed him, and you were laughing at the victim, you bashing her, calling her a stalker, and thinking it was funny when it wasn't funny, and it was just because you said this guy was your friend when you went on your world tour. Was your world tour sound that good now? And all them contacts that you say that you have, are your contacts really that good now? Was it really worth doing this video bashing the victim? Are your pictures still up on Instagram with him, where you're all happy? I'm pretty sure they probably are, but I'm pretty sure you probably delete them later today. I think it's kind of hypocritical that he's making videos of Geoffrey now when he's been his biggest supporter the whole way through. But anyway, that's my rant over. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.